Boo. Hey guys, this is just a little introduction before you watch my video of my love-hate rice experiment. I came across this experiment on YouTube. I've seen a few now, and they all had the same results, which kind of intrigued me. And then when I heard the name Dr. Emoto, Masaru Emoto, Japanese scientist who is kind of seems to be the forefather of this experiment. He was doing this same experiment with water, taking photographs of crystallized water and saying that there was an amazing difference between water that had been exposed to kind of positive emotions, life-affirming emotions like love, gratitude, compassion, happiness, compared to water that had been exposed to more negative emotions such as hate, anger, greed, things like that. It sounds very out there, sounds woo-woo, sounds pseudo-science, new agey stuff. And that's why I decided to do this experiment, because, you know, do an experiment, you can see for yourself if there seems to be anything in this. I bought Dr. Emoto's book, which is called, I've got it lying down there somewhere, Water, I can't remember what it's called, but you can, if you put Dr. Emoto in Amazon, you'll find it. And the reason why you do this experiment with rice is because with water, unless you have a microscopic means of taking photographs of microscopic crystals and freezing them, you can't really see the difference when you're just holding a glass of water in your hand. But with rice, it's a visible way where you can actually see if there is a difference. So basically, before I show you the video of the results, I'll just quickly explain what you do. You get 2 jars, obviously clean them. If you can, sterilize them like we did, sterilize them, dry them, make sure that these are, you know, it's a good experiment. There's not going to be any big variables in it. So we had 2 identical jam jars, we cleaned them out, sterilized them, made sure they were thoroughly dried off. And then we used the leftover rice that we had from a meal, it was brown rice, and we put 1 scoop in one jar, another scoop in the other jar, sealed them up. We put hate, a label with hate written on it on one, and we put a label with love written on the other. And then we put them at the top of our fridge, out of direct sunlight, and we left them there. Every day we'd look at them and kind of try and feel, and it's quite hard to kind of feel love for a jar of rice, but we tried our best to at least try and feel some nice feelings for this lovely rice, and oh, I like this rice, this is beautiful rice. And then we'd get the hate rice and obviously do the opposite. Oh, I hate this rice, this is the worst rice I've ever, oh, just get out of my sight. And we'd do this every day. And after about 4 or 5 days, something started happening. And you're going to find out from this following little video that I took of the jars of rice. So thanks for watching, and remember, you know, don't take any of this at face value. You don't have to believe me at all. I mean, this experiment was done honestly, but the great thing about it is it's such an easy experiment, anyone can do it at home. So if you find the results interesting, which I'm sure most people will, or if you're cynical about it, give it a go and see what happens. Okay, love to hear if you do the same thing and what results you get. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Okay, so here we have the 2 test subjects, love and hate. You might already be able to see, even from here, that there is obviously a bit of a difference between the 2. But let's go in for a closer look. So let's start with love. And remember, both of these were put into the jars at the exact same time, about the same amount of rice, from the same pan of rice. You know, there's nothing different between the 2 of them in terms of samples. And this was about, what, 13 days ago. So let's see what has happened to the love rice after 13 days of being surrounded by love. So here we are. Hopefully the camera will, yeah, there we go, start focus. So this is love. And by the way, this is brown rice, so it is a bit more of a kind of a darker, browner colour, because it's still got the rice shell things on it, so that's why some of the rice is a bit of a different colour. It's not as white as your normal kind of basmati rice. So yeah, no sign of any mould, not that I can see. Nothing that is visible to the human eye anyway. It doesn't look much different from the day it was put in. There's some moisture in there, See on the bottom, so it's pretty. I mean, I don't think I would risk trying to eat it, or I probably wouldn't try to eat it. But yeah, no real discernible difference from when it first went in, and I've been looking at this every day, and I can't really, like, it just really hasn't really changed much at all. Maybe it's gone, the colour's gone a little bit, but it really does look okay, not that bad. So that is the result of the love experiment. Now let's move on to hate and see if hate has had any difference. Hate with two little crosses. So this is the hate, and oh, you might be able to see already, there is a big difference here. So get into the light. So there is a lot of mould in hate. Big growths of mould. Don't want to. Yeah, wow, a lot. Hairy mould, green mould, any kind of mould you could hope to see, it's pretty much there. And also you'll probably notice that the rice itself has really discoloured. I mean, it's a pretty nasty shade of putrid, pussy yellow. It's a lot different from the colour of the love rice, and I've gone way out of focus. Here we go. So yeah, that is a big difference, and I think the first spots of mould started to appear on this after about 5-6 days. So maybe just getting on for under a week, we started to notice there was little growths appearing. And you know, I thought that when this started to display signs of decomposition, the love rice would probably follow suit. But that's why this experiment has been so, wow, it's kind of posed more questions really, but it has been so interesting, because the love rice, as you can see in comparison, no mould, and it's a lot whiter. I mean, look at the difference in colour there. That is a big difference. So there we go, the love-hate experiment. You can try it yourself, you know, don't just take my word for it. You know, I'm being completely honest, I haven't tried to doctor these results, or, you know, in favour of love or whatever. This, you know, my whole family's been involved in this, and it's surprised everybody. Even my dad, who's a very cynical and kind of hard-nosed rationalist person, who likes to call himself a realist, is pretty much been left quite bemused by it. So just, yeah, next time you're cooking up a curry or any kind of anything with some rice, get 2 pots, chuck them in, put the love label on, the hate label on, every day give them a look. I mean, I'm not exactly sure if it's supposed to do with something that the word love and the word hate has some kind of energetic response on things that surround it. I mean, we would hold one and kind of try and feel, it's going to sound really like silly, but trying to send it some love, like, oh, I love this rice, this rice is good. And then we would hold the other one and be like, oh, I hate this rice. And it's quite easy to hate rice when it starts to look like this. It's pretty horrible looking. So to send it some hate. And, well, I'm not exactly sure the whys and the hows of it, but it's definitely done something. So there we go. I mean, everyone knows that love should always triumph over hate. And there you go, you can see it firsthand. Always choose love. Go for love in your life, because it'll look after you more than this stuff that will. So there we go.